Hey, what up, y'all? IntraVenus here, back with another episode of P.O.L Game Review and Music, and today we're going to take an in-depth look at the new Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. This is the newest handheld and most powerful yet, as far as I know, from the Retroid company. I ordered this directly from the website, and when you do that, you do have to be very patient because it comes all the way from China. But once it arrives in the mail, you'll get this lovely console. And another thing that you're going to want to have when you first get it is definitely a micro SD card. 512 gigabytes or larger is what I would recommend. To start us out here today, I'd like to go ahead and just look up the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. And we're going to just look at the specs. I'll show you how much it costs. We'll go to the website. The Retroid Pocket 4 does come in a Pro and a Standard edition. I do not recommend you get the Standard. Go ahead and spring for the Pro because that's where all the power's at, and you're going to be kicking yourself later if you didn't. They also offer a grip. The grip looks like it's pretty handy, no pun intended, and I thought about getting it, but I did not. I might still spring for it. It only comes in black and clear, I believe, and it is $15 a pop. The carrying case is actually really good, only an extra $10. I would highly recommend you go ahead and order that. This is a durable case. If you saw my unboxing video, you saw this already, but it really is made out of high quality product, and it's not something cheap and flimsy like you might find on AliExpress or something like that. So I would spring for that. By the way, I was not paid to make this video. I bought all this myself. I just want y'all to know what's up. And it would be cool if I was sent things for review, but I'm not. So when you go to purchase this device, there are several color options. I went with the 16-bit US. That's right. Makes sense. So it does go for $199. When you buy this, it does not come with any ROMs on it. That's important to note, but that is not a problem. Actually, in my mind, after going through many of these types of devices, I found that the ROMs that they include on them when you do buy them like that, they aren't very good. And, you know, it's just taking up a bunch of clutter on your machine. You want to set it up and make it your very own. So you're going to get a clean slate when you get one. I'd pop in that memory card and go ahead and format it and whatnot, whatever it might ask you to do. I believe it asks you two options when you go to format the memory card. You could say that you're using it as internal storage or something that you might be swapping between a PC. I did the swappable one. I don't know which one I should do, but honestly, I don't think I'll ever take it out, so maybe I should have done the other. Let me know in the comments if you know personally. The Retroid Pocket 4 Pro doesn't come with any games, but there's a lot you could do with it without even adding ROMs. And when I say it doesn't come with any games, I mean it doesn't come with any ROM format games like some emulation, but you will have a few things on there. And I even deleted some, but it comes with some small games. There was some Pokemon thing on here and stuff. I think I deleted it. I'm not sure what that was. But you can go ahead and do Xbox Game Pass. And with Xbox Game Pass, as I'm sure you know, you can actually play games that are current, like Starfield. And if you have a good enough internet connection, you could actually play Starfield on this thing, which is pretty badass, if you ask me. But aside, that's loud. But aside from playing modern Xbox games on here, you can also add your own ROMs. And that's pretty easy to do. There we have it, y'all. Starfield. I'm going to try to play through the camera lens here. I don't really know where I'm going when I'm looking through the camera viewfinder, you know. But it works, man. It works. So yeah, Xbox Game Pass, it's a go. It even keeps your games minimized down here when you hit the home button, so you can go back to it. The game's still playing down there. I mean, you can't control it because the controls are on the home screen, but that's pretty cool. So if you ever want to swipe out of your stuff, the idea here is swipe from the bottom and over to the middle. And then you get all your stuff that's in the background. We're going to go ahead and close that out for now. If you're looking for ROMs, it's easy to do, and you don't ever need a computer to do this. So let's go ahead on here and look for some ROMs. PS2 ISO download. You probably don't even need to type the word download. Now there's a lot of websites that'll come up, and it's up to you to kind of vet them out and see what feels like it's trustable when you click in there. I don't think anything bad's going to happen to your device, no viruses or anything, especially just checking out the initial page. But once you dig in there, if you find it hard to find the ROMs or they seem a little suspicious, well, maybe go on to the next website. But they're out there, y'all, and it's real easy to find. The only reason I don't recommend specific websites is because the last time I did that on here, it was only a few days later I went back on the website and all the ROMs had been removed. And that's not something I wanted to have happen. So just be careful about what you're doing and you should be fine. Something you probably won't need, which I think is still on here. Oh, maybe I deleted it because I don't need it. There'll be one called Dolphin for handheld. That's something that you may want to use if you got the regular Retroid Pocket, but not the 4 Pro, because it's powerful enough that you're upscaling. The handheld version is like for handhelds that struggle with emulation, so you can downscale. And this is for upscaling, the beauty of it all. And it really does it well, I'm telling you. So everything you can do on here is entirely 100% emulation as far as the ROMs that you can locate. From the beginning of time for video games all the way up and through the Nintendo Wii and Nintendo 3DS. Of course, the 3DS doesn't have the 3D features, but you can use your Citra app to play the 3DS. It does GameCube, Wii, PS2, PSP, all very well. The best games that you want to play on this device will be PS2, PSP, GameCube, and Wii, in my opinion. Another thing that you're going to want to download here is the Emulation Station. First, you're going to want to go on Google and search for the Amazon App Store, because this is only on the Amazon App Store right now. It's $5.30 US dollars and downloads in a snap. This is very much worth it. There are a lot of themes you can use. I have this one. It's the modern theme, which makes it look like a Nintendo Switch, basically. And with this, you can lay out all your consoles in a real neat fashion. You load up all your ROMs and get everything organized just right. And you can have some really great stuff going on. Like, there's a description and picture and a video sample of every game on here. There's just a few that for some reason I haven't been able to scrape the data. It might be because they're ROM hacks or they're labeled wrong. A lot of the times, if you can't scrape the data for these, what you do is you go in and change the name of the ROM in the file, change the name of the file to the actual name of the game, and then you'll go ahead and get it to work. This is PSP. And it's perfect for running PSP on here because of the aspect ratio. You got the widescreen, a decent enough screen as far as clarity. I think this is a 1440 by something pixel. I accidentally have the Japanese version of this game loaded on here, so that won't work for me. That's something that you have to look into. But this game would look very great. Let's go ahead and try something else that is in English. Nintendo Wii runs really well as long as you know how to map the controls. They come not mapped for this because it's really something you can do however you want. Because the Wii didn't have your normal game console controllers, and there's motion involved. So what you're gonna do here is playing games with just the buttons. The best games would be the GameCube controller compatible games, and then the classic controller compatible games. Games with minimal motion involved, you can go ahead and set the motion to certain buttons. Like to shake the controller, you can set that to a button. You can have a pointer set up here, so you can move around the screen with a pointer and select things as if you're touching with the button doing motion. There's things that you can do that really make it all work out. You can change the aspect ratio for any of these games if you'd like to. Some games look better with a widescreen forced than others. Some of them actually have built-in settings to give you a widescreen appearance. Often they're disabled and you want to go into the menu of the game in the options menu and find a video or graphic setting to switch on widescreen mode, and you'll really get the full use out of this screen. This thing does a lot, too much for me to talk about in this video, but I did want to kind of show you the basics and let you know that if you've been waiting for one of these devices, maybe you weren't sure if you were ready to pull the trigger, well, this is the time. It has finally hit the point where you can play your PS2 games, your GameCube games, even Wii games, upscaled. They look, a lot of these games actually look like they've been remastered when playing them. PSP playing it at 4x resolution, everything looks so smooth and crisp. They look like PS3 games or something. It's really something to have, something to love and play and build. You're going to be using it for a long time, and you're going to be spending many days setting up all the settings to get this right. Because I find every day I go on Google and I look for another game or two that I'd like to add to my library, and then I will just add it in there. I think this right here is the handheld, baby. This is what I've been waiting for. The only thing is, I would rather use my Anbernic 405V to play games that use a 4:3 aspect ratio, because it has a screen made for that. And so if the games work on there, then I'd recommend using your 405V. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, I made a couple videos on it. Go ahead and check them out and pick what's right for you. The 405V isn't going to run all PlayStation games and not many GameCube games, but it does Dreamcast beautifully and Nintendo 64 and everything before, so you really got your options there. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out, and I would also like to hear in the comments what you'd like me to show you next. Do you want to know how to add a game? Do you want to know how to change the settings as far as resolution, widescreen, all that great stuff? I can go ahead and make videos on that. I'd love to. So please let me know, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Well, that was just childhood. We were all there together, and in denial would play like it was forever. And in the tall woods, we'd stay out of the weather like it was all good. Every day we made it for pleasure. We were saying whatever came to our minds, plain and simple like a tetherball reaching the sky.